Ah, no, I forgot what the song's called. It's got a stupid title. Oh, how embarrassing. Hi guys, welcome to episode 3 of Now That's What I Call Real Emo. So we've had some more submissions for us to review on this episode. But we're going to do something a bit different first. We're just going to have like a few minutes talking about how we as a band sort of record our stuff, how we kind of do everything on a small budget. We self-produce kind of everything that we do. So we record all of our own music, we record all of our own music videos, just because we simply can't afford to keep going and outsourcing this to people who could probably do a better job than us. But I think we do a pretty good job ourselves. We've got some experience in this band. So yeah, let's get into it. So we've currently got 5 music videos out that we self-recorded. So we're just going to talk about what we like and what we don't like about them, what we could have done different, and what we thought turned out really well. So Chris, what's your favourite music video that we've done, and what's your favourite thing about it?
I don't know which one my favourite is, because I really like I really like what we did with White Walls. You know how we had the white background?
Yeah, the projector.
Yeah, with the projector. Yeah, I really liked that. But I also really liked the video for No Words as well, with the split sort of CCTV thing. I did quite like that. I think Negative Thinking is the only one where we've done sort of a proper story, isn't it? Like a story video. I mean, that was really fun to film. I think we've not got as many views on that video though as the rest, I don't think. So I don't know if that's had any impact or if it's just because it's not as good a song. I don't know. But that was really fun to film. I like doing that one.
Cool. Derek, what's your thoughts on our music videos?
See, I really liked Negative Thinking. I was really proud of that one. Like, I know you came up with a story and stuff, but I thought, like, watching it, it's more interesting to watch. I found it more interesting to watch a story video than like a performance video. But I guess the trade-off is like when we try to do Facebook ads and stuff, just storyline video is not really suitable for a Facebook ad because it's not showing the band off at all. There's like a trade-off, isn't there, between doing a full storyline video or a video sort of performance-based, which sometimes finds boring to watch like a whole performance video. But it is more useful for advertising, things like that. But yeah, I'd say I like Negative Thinking the best. And I did quite like No Words. There's a bit of storyline in there, wasn't there? But it's mostly performance.
Yeah, I think I like the Negative Thinking one the best. Like, sense it tells the story and it's sort of a bit more interesting. And it was definitely, I think, would you say it was the one that took the most effort to film? So
I did the editing, don't I? So like all the multicam stuff with the performance videos just takes so long to edit that felt like a lot more work. But I guess filming it probably Negative Thinking took a long.
That's right, because I was the one that had to run on and off all of the trains. I don't want to be the subject of any future music videos. It's too embarrassing.
That's fun though.
It was fun.
Maybe that's why I enjoyed it so much, because I didn't have to do any of that.
Yeah, you just laughed at me for the whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my favorite. I think that's my favorite music video. I don't mind least. I don't know if I have a least favorite. I have this thing with music videos, especially with the drums, where if I can hear that the drummer's like playing a certain cymbal on the song, and then in the music video they're not hitting that particular cymbal, it really stands out to me, and it really is. And it's annoying because I know that 99% of people watching it do not give a shit, but I really do. So we recorded the music video for which song is it? It's Molars and Smoking, where we had to record it in this. We recorded it in this like warehouse studio, and we thought it'd be a really cool location to shoot it. But it turns out that there was actually a church service going on downstairs, so we had to be really quiet. And it's really difficult to play drums for a music video and keep it quiet enough so that the people downstairs can't hear it. And this guy came up and told us off and said it was too loud. So we ended up like having to put loads of sticky tape all over the cymbals. and be able to put a pillow over the snare and everything. And I was trying to play it as quiet as possible. And to me, that kind of now comes across in the music video. I look like I'm having to play quietly, and it doesn't look like as much energy in it from me. But that's the only thing that like I have a problem with our music videos. But like I said, like 99% of people would not even notice it. So that's just me. Yeah, that's probably my favorite and least favorite aspects about music videos.
I think the biggest problem with making our own videos so far has been finding a location where you can play the drums loud enough, isn't it? That's like one thing we struggle with performance videos.
I kind of don't have trust in a lot of people now, because they'll say like, "Oh yeah, that's fine," because originally they said we had the impression that would be fine, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then you get there, and it's like that's obviously not fine. It's obviously like a photography studio that people just go to take photos in. I don't think they've done like a full band thing before, so we were kind of lied to a bit.
Yeah.
but I think overall the music video turned out cool. And like I said, like it barely cost us anything. It just cost us like the rental of the warehouse
studio for half a day. Yeah.
Yeah, which probably I think it was that much money.
And we did 2 videos in at the same time, so we got 2 videos out.
We did do 2 videos, so it is 2 for 1. And the amount of some people charge for music videos. Like what was that band you were just talking about that did like a £5,000 video? Oof. So now I'm just going to talk about some tips for your band, how you can try and make better music videos. These are just things that we've kind of learned as we've done it. So as we said before, we've had to do everything on a budget and kind of do a lot of it ourselves. So my tip would be to try and think of a really cool story idea for your music videos. Not all your music videos have to have a story. Some of them can just be performance videos, but it does add another element to music videos if you can kind of think of a story to have behind it. So for our song Negative Thinking, we have I thought of it, so I'm going to think it's good. But we thought of this story where, you know, it's all about a guy it's me forgetting to feed my cat, getting on these trains and realizing, oh crap, I got to feed the cat. So just like weird, quirky little things like that, just kind of make you stand out and make you a bit different. They're also good because they're kind of, as good as performance videos are, if people aren't into the song, they're probably just not going to watch it for as long, you know? Whereas with a music video that tells a bit of a story, you've got that extra element in there that might kind of convince people to sort of watch it to the end. And convince sounds bad because it makes like try and force someone to listen to your music, but it just makes it a bit more interesting. So yeah, think of a cool story that you can do for your music videos, and just try and find a good location. Locations can be quite difficult, especially for a band on a budget. You can't, maybe you can't afford to rent like a really cool space, because we've found some like really cool spaces before on the internet and they're so expensive. But at the end of the day, you don't have to spend loads of money on a great location. Just try and find somewhere that's cool. So yeah, Chris, what would be your tips for making a music video?
I think for me would be like you don't need to have like the best gear and spend loads of money on stuff. I've seen bands before using their phones to film videos. I mean, like most smartphones that you get like nowadays, the camera on them is like good enough to film in 1080p and stuff like that. And there's loads of apps that you can get on your phone. I know, so I've got an iPhone and you can get iMovie on it, which is completely free. And you can put together a music video on that. It allows you to put a music track on it and everything. I know that when I used to do a lot of solo stuff, it stopped me from putting a lot of things out, because I was always like, oh, I need to have like a really expensive camera to do things and everything. But I think now I've realised that you don't. I guess also, you can use things like green screens and you can just like mess about in front of them. There's a band from Birmingham called Coffee Breath, and I can't remember, I think it's their song Kites. I could be wrong. But anyway, that video has got them just messing about in front of a green screen and it looks really cool. The video itself also, it's not like highly polished or anything like that. It's very sort of DIY, which just sort of link in with their music. And so I really like that. I think you can do a lot with like homemade DIY videos.
Cool. What tips have you got, Dick?
Yeah, I kind of echo Chris's thing about not worrying too much about gear. And also, like, I think the creative idea for a video is more important than the overall production of it. Like you mentioned a few videos, I think Forage has got a really cool video, haven't they, where they're eating like a really hot chili or something. Trying to sing the words with it. And like just that thing is kind of more engaging than a bland video, isn't it? There's also a really good one. It's a really famous one by, do you ever see the film Baby Driver?
Yeah.
I think that's like the whole film's based on a music video the director did years ago, where like the whole thing takes place in the car and it's like Noel Fielding rocking out to the song while the band are like robbing a bank, but you don't see the bank robbery. He's just like the getaway driver in the car waiting for them to get back. The whole thing takes place inside a car. So obviously the budget's really low, but it's a really creative idea. And then I guess more practically, you can be creative with like how you, like angles you use and things to get away with being able to film more yourselves. Like we did a performance video for our 1975 cover where it's like a performance scene with all of us playing, but actually one of us was always filming the other two, and we just cut it together to look like it was all three of us playing with like some clever angles. And so like I'd film you two playing, and then Chris would film me and Matt playing, and Matt would film me and Chris playing, and we cut it together and used like close-up angles in between so that you could film the whole band with without another person there to film you. So kind of creative ideas like that, so that you get more out of what you've got, I think is really important.
Yeah, we've never used anyone else to film us, have we? We've done all of it.
So. Just about managed.
Yeah, just about. If someone wants to give us a hand for free, though, that'd be sick. So yeah, there are some of our tips for making music videos.
The other woman first. Well, are there others on the line? But I kept trying to make it work. I beat it like a dead horse. I beat it like a drum. Overstayed with you too long. Skipping.
So we're going to talk about some music now. So first up, we've got Hayley Williams' debut solo album. It's called Petals for Armor. So specifically, I listened to Petals for Armor 2. And there's a couple of tracks that I quite liked. So first one it's called Dead Horse. And first off, I should say, like, this doesn't sound anything really like Paramore. I didn't think anyway. So I know that's kind of a bit disappointing, but I don't know. I was just a really big Paramore fan back in the day, and I thought that it would be cool if it sounded something like that. But I acknowledge that times have moved on and people have to kind of still stay relevant, don't they? Cries internally anyway, but
fortunately,
yeah. So, but it's not bad. It's all right. You can see the direction that she's going for. So yeah, Dead Horse. It's a cool track. It's kind of had this really cool like offbeat feel with it, with the hi hats that kind of sort of makes you nod your head to it. It's very chilled out. And then there's another track that I like called My Friend, and this kind of has like more of an R&B feel to it. But again, it's a good track. It's kind of, you get like a big sense of like vulnerability, I think, with this whole EP. But yeah, it's interesting. I did quite like it. Nothing like Paramore, but yeah, it's decent. What did you two think of it?
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I think, like you, like I used to like Paramore back in their like kind of prime, like years and years ago. So I didn't expect to like this. And obviously the style's changed, but overall, yeah, I really liked it. I think it's a bit too chilled out for me. But like as a background kind of thing, I think it's like got a really nice feel to it. And I think like you said, it shows quite a lot of vulnerability. Like the intimate vocals are really nice, I think. I think the chorus in Dead Horse is really good. I just think I didn't like at the end, there's like all those yeah kind of things, which I didn't particularly like. And then there's My Friend, again, really nice vocals. There's some really nice low harmonies in that one. And actually the harmonies in the whole EP are really good. But I really particularly like there's some low ones in that I thought were really clever. Had a really nice sound. And then I think my favourite was Over Yet. It's a bit more fast paced, which I liked. And the chorus is really cool. And there's like that shimmery, it's like an echoey delay thing going on. I really don't know what's making that noise. And I'd kind of like to know because it'd be cool to use. But I thought that sounded really cool, something I've not really heard before. It's got a really cool abrupt ending at the end of the song as well, which I liked. So yeah, I really liked it. Kind of different genre for me, but yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by it.
Chris?
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Again, like you two, I was, I guess, hoping to hear a bit of like old school Paramore in there. But yeah, I did quite like it. It's it kind of like sounds a bit similar to the later Paramore stuff. I can't remember what that last album was called. But yeah, Dead Horse, that was really catchy. I think Why We Ever, I think that was the last song on it. That has like a really nice piano part in it that sort of reminds me of some of the later songs on the 1975 Brief Inquiry.
Yeah.
With the piano. I actually found myself really liking that for some reason. I don't know why. I don't normally like that sort of stuff. But yeah, overall, I think it's a really cool EP. I think it shows that there's a lot of potential for more solo stuff. I think it covers some important issues. I know you said it, Matt, briefly when you talked about a lot of vulnerability. I think it talks about a lot of mental health and stuff, which I know is something that she's been struggling with for a while, and I think it's really cool.
I would say as well, I think it showcases how much of a good voice she's got, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that's just she's got such a good voice.
It's crazy,
I think
isn't it?
That didn't come across as, because she was a lot younger when like the early Paramore stuff came out. But yeah, voice just seems to have gotten better and better. So yeah, that's Petal for Armour. Hayley Williams, check it out. So the next song I'm going to talk about is a single. It's from Forager. It's called Arthur. So we've played with Forager several times, and consequently we've heard them live several times as well. So it's kind of cool to hear like a proper recording of this song. We've heard it live so much and we all really dig it. So yeah, they've got this really cool use of like these backing vocals, these kind of gang vocals that they use on other tracks, and it kind of shows they kind of use it in this a little bit as well, which I really like. I kind of feel like there's parts towards the end where there's the kind of more screamo. The vocalist's got more of like a rough like edge to his voice. And I kind of wish that they just do this like through the whole thing. But I'm a bit of a sucker for like screamo, emo stuff. So I'm sure everyone else wouldn't like that. But yeah, I just love all the vocals. They've got some really cool higher harmonies as well in there, which just kind of elevate the vocals even more. But yeah, it's just a classic Forager song that you just know that people in the crowd are just going to really like and just going to sing along to. So I really liked it. Yeah, every song they put out just kind of gets better and better. So yeah, what did you guys think, Chris?
Yeah, yeah, I really like it. I think it's one of my favourite songs that they do live. It's really catchy and there's so much energy live, and I think it translates quite well onto sort of record. It seems like through the lyrics, it seems like quite a personal song. I don't really know exactly what it's about, but I think the melody and the gang vocals, they really sort of add to that like feeling, whatever it is. I think they sort of like back it up. Also, when I was listening to it earlier, I've always noticed the first verse bit is, you know, it's really cool. It's got like a weird timing to it. I don't know if it's in 7/8 maybe or something. It's definitely not in 4/4, but I really like it. Maybe it is in 4/4. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but it sounds like it's in something, or maybe it's just the rhythm they're playing, but I think it's cool. That's the point I'm trying to get across. It's a really good song.
What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know actually if it is in 7/8, because I didn't pick up on it at all, and I think that's sometimes really clever if you can use an alternate time signature, but kind of if you casually listen, you don't really notice. It's kind of like well blended in rather than it being like a obvious like weird time signature. So that'd be cool to know. Yeah, another great song by them. I'm glad to finally release this one because they've been doing like, is it one a month they're doing at the moment with their release plan?
Yeah.
Obviously, we know this one from the live show, so I've been waiting for it. So I'm glad this one's finally come out. I really like the chorus in this one. I think it's really, really memorable, and those like you end up getting that chorus stuck in your head. It makes the song really accessible as well. Like sometimes with the math rock stuff, it's a bit much for me, kind of thing. But this, like with the big choruses and the catchy, repetitive things, like it makes it a bit more accessible. And they do like a double chorus, don't they, later in the song, where they add the backing vocals underneath the original chorus, and it builds really well, which I quite like. And there's just like loads of cool, huge guitar riffs as they always have, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, really good song.
I agree with like the old stuff was a bit more mathy, wasn't it? But I think this is like better in a way because it is more memorable and it is, it's easy to get your head around it. But yeah, no, it's a cool song. Forager, definitely check them out.
Substances do nothing, so please stick around. So please turn out the noise.
So next song, it's a single from Soma Sons. It's called Same Mistakes. You can't really review this song without just talking about the vocals for the whole thing, because the vocals are so good. It's a kind of song as well where the vocals need to be good because the instruments are so like stripped back, and it relies heavily on the skill of the vocalist. It's got some great harmonies in there as well with the vocals. Yeah, it's kind of slow towards the beginning, and then it kind of kicks in halfway through. But then it doesn't just keep at the same dynamic range for the rest of the song. It kind of dips and goes up. The dynamic range sort of shifts up and down for the remainder. And I just think it's a really good song. Vocalist has obviously got some, good pair of lungs on him. He's a sick vocalist. And yeah, the change in dynamics towards the end of the song just kind of keep it all interesting, keep it moving along. They could have just kept that same volume for the rest of the song, just had it kick in for the whole thing. But the way they've done it just makes it sound really interesting and really has a lot of replayability to it. So yeah, what did you think, Chris?
Yeah, pretty much what you said. Like the guy's voice is it's incredible. Like the amount of control he's got over his voice it's crazy. And like, because we played with them in Manchester, and even live, his voice you can't tell a difference. It's amazing. It's nice to hear someone that's got that much control over their voice, like on a record, actually be able to do that live as well. I know that whenever I'm singing live, my voice is cracking all over the place. So, yeah, it's nice to hear someone who actually knows how to sing. And yeah, then dynamics, like you said, they're really good at switching between like the louder and the softer sections. Towards the end, there's a really abrupt switch. Well, it's just at the end where he just says, "Please turn down the noise." I think, I don't know if like that line and being like quieter, I don't know if that ties in, because he's saying please turn down the noise. But I don't know. I think the whole idea just works really well. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all going to say basically the same thing, aren't we? It's just an amazing vocal performance, really. At the start, I was thinking, it's taking quite a long time to kick in when I first listened to it, but then when it does, the payoff's huge, isn't it? So it's like worth that wait. And I think they've done a really good job with the music of like arranging it around the vocals to give the vocals the best platform to shine on, really. Like it's like Matt said, it's quite stripped down, but it's just enough in all the right places that it lets that vocal really, really shine through. And then yeah, they use dynamics really well, like going down to really, really quiet, going to like really like close to the mic, intimate vocals, and then back to the huge parts, which just makes it sound epic and keeps the song like flowing all the way through rather than being a bit samey. So yeah, great song, especially the vocals.
Yeah, so that's the single Same Mistakes from Soma Sons. Definitely go check it out. Band we're going to talk about are called Councils. They're from Leipzig, Germany. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right, Leipzig. I'm probably not. So they've got a self-titled EP out, and it's really, really good. So I listened to it. Favorite song. What's my favorite song called? Favorite song is called Leonardo DiCaprio. It has this really cool kind of Telecaster emo sort of intro to it. It kind of sounds like this band could be straight out in the Midwest. It's got that real authentic emo DIY vibe to it. It's just a great song. It has this really cool bit towards the end. It's got this like half-time tom beat that's just really makes you want to nod your head to it. But yeah, I really love everything about this EP. I love like the DIY feel, the twiddly guitars, the strip back. Yeah, it's just great. It's just a good emo record. What did you think, Dick?
Yeah, I really liked them. It's a really cool band. They reached out to us on Instagram, actually, so that's how we heard of them. And they sent us a cassette sent me, I share with you because of in isolation, but it's really cool that they sent that over. It's a really cool little cassette. But yeah, they're a really cool band. Yeah, I think the EP's got like a really nice overall sound. Like it's that DIY sound, but they've done it well so that it still sounds like loud and full. Where sometimes I think DIY sound can go a bit weak in places, but this was done really well. Loads of cool twinkly guitar parts. It's typical for like an emo band. I think my favourite song is probably Apartment. I felt like the lyrics told like a really good story and they pull you through the song because it's not so repetitive. It's more like a story-based song, which I really like. Yeah, just a great EP. Got some cool shots of their shows on Instagram, which makes me a bit jealous. I'd love to go and see them live, and hopefully, like, we'll go over there and play with them sometime because that'd be really cool. Looks like they do really well over there. So yeah, cool band, cool EP.
Yeah, I thought it was a really cool EP as well. I really love the intro to Leonardo DiCaprio. Like you said, Matt, it's got like a really like Midwest emo feel to it. I really like the harmonics and the guitar as well. They're really cool. I just like that in emo music. I think Four Puffs of the Farrah Fawcett Spray is my favourite song, and not just because of the name. I love the twiddly guitars to it. Like some of the guitars have got like a bit of a noughties emo feel to it as well. But yeah, really cool EP. Really nice like DIY feel to it. I think, I don't know, the sort of DIY that they've done with it, it's I just feel like I can relate to it more in a way, which I think is a bit weird. I don't really know how to explain that anymore, but I don't know. I just feel like a connection to that EP. I've not checked them out on Instagram or anything though, but I'm going to. But yeah, it'd be cool if we could get some shows with them.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Cool. So yeah, it's really worth checking out that EP for some really good DIY emo tunes. So yeah, that's EP from Councils. So next one we're going to talk about is a single. It comes from Television Skies and it is called Where I'm Standing Now. So when I first listened to this, the first song that came to my head was Stressed Out by 21 Pilots, and it does sound very similar to that song. Like, I get that it's like a genre, so you know everything in the genre kind of sounds similar. It's kind of that emo rap spoken voice thing, isn't it? Is that what you call it? Is that what you say it is?
Yeah, I guess so, like indie emo.
Indie emo, yeah. So it was okay. It obviously had like a lot of, you know, good production value to it. It sounds very well made. It's just not a genre that I particularly gravitate to, so it's hard for me to sort of be too enthusiastic about it. But I acknowledge that that's, you know, if it's not made for me, then that's fine. But yeah, what did you guys think about it?
I really liked it. I'm not a massive fan of 21 Pilots, but to me it kind of sounded a bit more Gorillaz-y. Like, I quite liked that side of it. So the verse is really cool. I liked what he did with his lyrics in the verses. Like I said, the production is really good. I really like the sound of the bass in it. It's like really like kind of warm. Like I think it must be like nicely saturated or something. And there's that like lead synth thing. The hook's really catchy with that as well. I like how like when he's doing the chorus, like the music underneath the chorus slowly swells throughout the chorus, which I think is really cool. When it builds up to that little lead break, it's kind of like a release. I just thought it was done really well. And I think they've done some really cool stuff with like layering the vocals towards the end of the song. So overall, I really liked it. It's got like a really abrupt end as well, which I really liked. So yeah, I really liked it. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I quite liked it too. I mean, I quite like 21 Pilots, so the verse definitely reminded me of Stressed Out. But yeah, I see where you're coming from, Deck, as well with the Gorillaz. I guess Gorillaz and 21 Pilots have got a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a really cool synth part like, after the chorus that reminds me of something you'd hear in like Rick and Morty. There's a song in Rick and Morty, like one of the pieces of music in it, and the synth really reminds me of that. Anyway, it's cool, and the lyrics are really cool as well. So it's just a really well like put together song. It's really well produced. I think the ending's really good as well. It mixes like loads of different parts of the song into it and like it's layered it up, and it's done really well. I know that we've talked about it in other podcasts that we've done, like people doing that, especially in like second choruses, and it doesn't always come off that well. But I think it worked really well in this one. And then yeah, like you said, with the abrupt ending at the end, with the guitar. I really liked that. I think overall, yeah, solid song. I'm going to listen to the other stuff after this as well.
Cool. Yeah, so that's it's an EP from Television Skies, 21 Pilots. Oh no, I've just written down. I just said what my notes are. Oh, how embarrassing. So that's called Where I'm Standing Now, and it's from Television Skies. So yeah, check it out.
Yes, it's true. There's a million things I'll never do. So who cares? I need to get a job that I could bear. Maybe I was born in Christmas summer.
So next song we're going to be talking about is a single. It's from a band called Petals. The single's called Yes, It's True. So this is a band from Kent, and I really like this song. I think it's got a really, really, really catchy kind of vibe to it. It's proper got like an old school rock and roll feel to it, but kind of pushed into the 21st century. I don't know how I'm trying to explain that, but it's one of the songs that I kind of listened to just one time, and then when I came back to it, I could like remember all of like the melodies to it, because it was just really catchy, and I kind of just wanted to keep listening to it. It's really well produced as well. I really like the sound of the guitars and drums. It all just seems really well balanced. I think it's a really good song. What did you guys think to it, Chris?
Yeah, I really liked it. It's got a really catchy chorus. I've listened to these guys for quite a while. We recorded with this guy called Hamish Dickinson from Phoenix Sound, and he told us about them. So I've been listening to them. It's crazy because this is I think it's like the third song they've released, and the other two that they've done are amazing. But yeah, it's got a really cool guitar solo. I just really like the guitar tones. I think they're just really good like songwriters. They know what they're doing. And I've followed them on Instagram and stuff like that, and they've got some really good content on there. Yeah, I think they're doing a really good job, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what else they do. Be cool if we could play a show with them at some point. What did you think, Dirk?
Yeah, I loved it. I think the chorus is just fantastic. The only thing is I think it should probably come in like a little bit sooner, because when it does come in, it's so good. Like I wish they'd kind of got to it a little bit quicker. But other than that, yeah, it's a great song. The guitar solo is really cool, like you said. Like, yeah, just a really good song. I'd love to play with them. To sound like they're really good live as well. So
yeah, so that's definitely worth checking out. So that's a single called Yes, It's True from Penthouse.
First one's gone.
Okay, so the next song comes from a band called Daddy's Issues. The song is called Unbelief 3 in 1. I really like this track. I think it's got a really kind of catchy kind of pop punk kind of feel to it. And I like that it's kind of got that, also got a bit of a DIY feel to it. So I think this band's kind of made up of some of the members of THC Dreams. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so yeah, we played with them. We played with them at Albert's in Nottingham before it shut down. So we have a habit of playing in venues and then them shutting down. So and they're really nice lads. So yeah, I'm glad that they've put this really good song out. I think it'll do really well for them. Yeah, what did you guys think of this track?
yeah, I thought it was a really good, fun song. I like the music video as well. I think the karaoke singing on idea is really clever. Just really good fun in general. I feel like they'd be a really good house party band. Like if they put on a house party show, it'd be really good fun. That's the kind of vibe I get off it. And yeah, THC Dreams are really good too. So just a really good group of musicians, I think. Chris?
Yeah, I really liked it. It was a really nice blend of like emo and pop punk. I'm not sure if this is like just an isolation band or if they're going to go on like put shows on afterwards. But THC Dreams put on such an amazing show, so it'd be cool to see these guys do one. I'm not sure if the band name is related to their song Dads. I don't know. But yeah, it's really cool. It's really fun. I think it's worth saying as well that this is the first single they put out. They put a few more out recently. And they're also worth checking out as well.
Cool.
So yeah, that's Daddy's Issues. Definitely go check them out. They're really, really good guys, and yeah, putting out some belters. So yeah, nice one. So that's it. That's it. We're done. So thanks for listening. So as you've heard, we've given some advice on like things that we've done. Specifically in this video, we talked about music videos, how we shoot our music videos, some ideas for you to try. So if you've got any other topics that you kind of want us to talk about, just let us know. Also, if you're a band and you want us to talk about your song, if you want us to give you a quick review, or if it's not your band, if it's your friend's band, or if it's just a band you like, feel free to submit that to us. So best way to submit is via social media. So we're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, but we don't really use Twitter. So it's at Molars UK if you want to submit something. So yeah, we have some good submissions this time. So yeah, we look forward to seeing what we get next time. And yeah, until then, see you around.
Bye.